This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit gocurrency.com. And by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com.
High school basketball on Saturday night from southeast Nebraska, the great town of DeWitt, the fantastic school of Tri-County, as it's a boy-girls doubleheader between Tri-County and Freeman. He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. Great to have you with us on this primetime matchup. Andy, two teams that have really turned their seasons around from last year to this year. Tri-County under Connor Hogue last year. On this date, they were 2-10. Now they're 5-6. Freeman had 13 wins last season. They're at 9 already this year, and they're in our top 10. What do you credit the turnaround to?
Well, for Freeman, it's definitely the coaching staff. Been here. This is his 4th year. Travis Anderson at the helm, and he's also got seniors up and down the starting lineup. Multiple seniors in the starting lineup. So I think the continuity and everything just kind of coming together after playing together for 3-4 years now.
And it's the coaching staff, but you also have to give credit where credit is due to the players. And we'll talk about our key players now. Faith Holland for Freeman. She can do it all. She can score. She can rebound 11.5 points per game, upwards of 7 rebounds a night as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun contrast of strengths because I feel like Freeman might have something on the inside, and it's headlined by Holland. She leads the team in scoring. A lot of that work gets done down in the painted area. And Isabel Peters, a little younger. She's a sophomore, but she also kind of rides the ship for Tri-County, 14 points per game. Also a really good on-ball defender. 5 steals per game. Both sides of the court, got to watch out for. Yeah, Peters is just fantastic. Only 5'3", but like you said, very active defensively, averaging over 5 steals per game. Also has a wonderful, solid jump shot, putting in 14 a night.
We're just days away from the famous Mudecas basketball tournament in southeast Nebraska. We're going to get a couple of previews of it here tonight in DeWitt. We'll be back on NCN.
The pregame show is brought to you by Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com. NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to
cosmetic and improve appearance. Functionally, people really benefit from increasing their visual fields. So if you feel that usually happens with your upper eyelids, if your upper eyelids are affecting your vision, removing that excess skin from your upper eyelids can help that quite a bit. Same thing with your brows. If your eyebrows are dropping over time, that can affect your vision as well. Most people on average, if you look at plastic surgery studies, they feel that having eye rejuvenation surgery just from a cosmetic point of view can take 5 to 7 years off of your age of your face.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora, and you.
Welcome back to DeWitt, Tri-County High School, just a moments away from Tri-County and Freeman here in southeast Nebraska. Those are the teams. We're going to tell you a little bit more about them with our School Spotlight sponsor, brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is currency. Visit gocurrency.com. There you see the numbers for Tri-County High School in DeWitt and Plymouth. Now, it's a little interesting. The name is Tri-County. The counties that make up those three, Jefferson, Gage, and Seward. 104 in the school, and the mascot is the Trojans. On the other side, the Freeman Falcons up in Adams, Nebraska, 604. They are in Gage County. The enrollment is 93, and they are the Falcons. Andy will continue this segment talking a little bit about our starting lineups for this one tonight. Isabel Peters, Mila Gronemeyer, Aubrey Sims, Ella Clark, Brooke Morgan for Tri-County, Brooklyn Veer-Houston, Alicia Johansson, Ruby Hindera, Dakota Hayner, and Faith Holland for Travis Andreessen's Freeman Falcons. We talked about it in our key players segment, but I think the matchup to watch is probably going to be Peters and Holland.
It really is, and they're going to try and attack each other defensively in different ways. Isabel Peters is so good coming off ball screens, doing work away from the ball. She can also create a shot of her own. So Tri-County, their advantage is going to be their guard play. On the other side, the Falcons, they're going to lead on their bigs, and we talked about Faith Holland. But not only do the Falcons may have an edge as far as their post play, they also have a little bit as far as the experience. You got multiple seniors in the starting lineup for the Freeman Falcons, which we mentioned, and then you have multiple sophomores and underclassmen starting for Tri-County, headlined by Isabel Peters and then Gronemeyer, as you mentioned.
Tri-County comes in at 5-6 off a loss on the road to Fairbury, and Freeman comes in off a pounding of Southern. We'll be back after this for tip-off on NCN.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Well, there you see the Freeman Falcons and head coach Travis Andreessen getting ready to go here. Connor Hogan, his group doing the same. We'll pause. Pre-game festivities getting underway here in DeWitt. Tip-off is next.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. browse our massive inventory of vehicles, or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you gotta check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Getting ready to go from DeWitt. Both teams on the floor for the opening tip-offs. Again, the starters for Tri-County: Peters, Gronemeyer, Sims, Clark, and Brooke Morgan. Faith Holland, Dakota Hayner, Ruby Hindera, Alicia Johansson, and Brooklyn Veerhusen for the Falcons. The tip is up and one, and there is our key player, Isabel Peters, driving it up the floor on the near side as the first possession of the ball game results in a turnover. Aubrey Sims off target with the pass, and the first turnover of the ball game for Tri-County, something they average 18 of a game, a number young Connor Hogue would like to probably see come down.
Yeah, not off to a good start. Sims looking to feed it right back to Peters. Peters has gotten into the offensive set. Miscommunication to start things off for Lady Trojans.
Houston to the top of the key. I think Tri-County's fans wanted to travel there. Now in the
good
corner.
cut.
The left block. Off the back iron, no good. And the rebound cleared. It was Hindera who missed the shot for the Falcons. And up the far side comes the sophomore Peters. Peters, the leading scorer for the Trojans, just over 14 points per game. We talked about it in the pregame, as well as 5.5 steals per game. So does it on both ends of the floor. Ball loose and a steal. All coughed up by Brooke Morgan. 2 turnovers in the first 2 possessions for Tri-County. And a jump shot from the free throw line falls for Faith Holland. The leading scorer for the Falcons gives us our first points of the night.
Yeah, stepped right into that one, and credit Brooklyn Veerhusen for kicking that one back out, finding her post player spotted up on the foul line.
2-0 the score, 6:38 to play here in the first. We apologize for the technical difficulties with our score bug. Looking to get that figured out here in the early going, but a 2-0 lead. Minute and a half gone by, and how about this, Andy Klassen? 3 turnovers on the first 3 possessions for Tri-County. Is it trouble on offense, or is it good defense by the Falcons?
Don't want to take anything away from Freeman, but right now it's just bad passes for the most part from Tri-County.
Faith Holland to her right. And dropping one down inside was Dakota Hayner, and it was swatted away and taken away by Tri-County. That's the first Freeman turnover of the night. And then giving it right back are the Trojans.
And Tri-County is playing really good defense, limiting to only one shot opportunities to the Lady Falcons. But, man, they just haven't been able to get a good look yet on offense.
2-0 the score, 5:50 to play in the first quarter. Driving is Johansson. The senior can't finish with the right hand, and back up the floor it goes, and the pass knocked out of bounds here by Hindera. And the good defense from both sides that we've seen in the first 2 minutes continues.
Yeah, I mean, Tri-County really just has to hone in on taking care of the ball. Generate a look, get something going here where at least it's not an empty possession. Get a good shot, get a good look, and already in trouble with Sims.
Aubrey Sims is tied up in the corner, and there is the 5th turnover of the night by the Trojans. You got to think if you're Connor Hogue, there might be a timeout in the mix coming up here.
Right. I mean, their offense has really stalled here at the beginning, but credit the Falcons jumping on that double team, causing the 5-second count.
2-0 the score, 5 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. He's Andy Klassen, I'm Jake Bartecki. Here's a pass to the right block, and the pass from Ruby Hindera got to Dakota Hayner in stride, and she just kind of tapped it up with two hands.
Yeah, Hayner did a really nice job, showed you some of that athleticism, not coming down with the ball, shooting it right in stride as you mentioned. And you can tell Freeman, they know their advantage is their height, and they are pounding it inside.
Here's a jump shot, long 2 off the mark by Aubrey Sims, and that goes out of bounds for yet another turnover. And our first substitution of the night is by virtue of the Falcons, as Shiloh Wallman will come in. She takes out Dakota Hayner, who scored on the last possession. Up the floor are the Falcons, looking to make this a 6-0, maybe even a 7-0 ball game, but they turn it over in the corner. So now we've seen 9 combined turnovers between these first two teams in the first few minutes.
And that was really good full court pressure after the dead ball. Vera Houston tried to dribble out of it, but credit Tri-County for staying in that pressure and causing a turnover of their own.
Up the floor, Tri-County has numbers, and we've got a whistle and a travel. If there was not a walk there by Aubrey Sims, that was an easy 2 points for the Trojans.
Yeah, poor Aubrey's having a really tough start here. Already 3 turnovers, and we're about halfway through this first period.
Kenzie Sherling looks like she's going to check in here for the Trojans in our next break. 4:34 to play.
Oh, good help defense.
Ball's thrown away, another turnover. Up the floor, and a pass goes long and out of bounds, and back and forth we go.
That's really been the story here early on for Tri-County. They'll do something good on the defensive end just to give it back, right back on the other end.
Sophomore Kenzie Sherling comes in, standing at 5'3". She takes out Aubrey Sims. And now you've got only one upperclassman on the floor if you're Connor Hogue and the Trojans. Here's a drive, and from the left block, making it a 6-0 ball game is Ruby Hindera, and she becomes the 3rd different Falcon to score here in the first.
Hindera got baseline, knew exactly what to do with it. Beautiful little pull up there.
The shot off the mark, an offensive rebound, put back up, but off by Brooke Morgan. We've got a whistle and a jump ball. Our first quarter tonight is brought to you in part by John Henry's Our Family Serving Yours. 3:53 to play here in the first, a 6-0 ball game. And we've seen 10 combined turnovers.
Oh, nice takeaway.
And another that turns into a bucket, and getting the easy 2 points for Tri-County's Ella Clark.
Clark's been causing problems at the top of the key of that full court press. That time, playing with some anticipation, Jake Bartecki jumping the passing lane right there for the easy bunny shot.
We've got a foul here against Tri-County, that one against Brooke Morgan. First free throw, up and good.
Tonight's officials, Nathan Wagner, Troy Hayes, and Jeff Brock doing a fine job thus far.
You know, and Andy, this officiating crew is more than just an officiating crew. You could also call them a AAA crew, roadside assistants.
Okay.
One of our fine cameramen, one of the fine operators on our News Channel Nebraska team, was making his way to the arena, and they can correct me if this story is wrong, took a wrong turn and ended up getting stuck in the mud. You've got melting snow, you've got sleet, you've got a lot of things going on in southeast Nebraska in January. And the person that came by to help him out was the officiating crew tonight. Big thank you to them to helping our crew, because we couldn't do it without them.
You really have to tip your cap to the guys in stripes here, because that three-man crew was able to push the News Channel Nebraska car out of the mud and freeing up our guys so they can come get set up. So all is well, and a big tip of the cap and a thank you to tonight's officiating crew.
A couple of substitutions going to be coming, but before that, a timeout called. Connor Hogue wants to talk things over. 3 minutes to go in the first. How about this? 15 combined turnovers, and it's an 8-2 lead for the Falcons. We'll be back on NCN.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
Back at Tri-County as Freeman out of the break. A couple of new faces on the floor, including Jordan Pella, who comes in off the bench. And we've got a whistle and another turnover here. A foul by Jordan Pella there for the Falcons. Gives the ball back to Tri-County.
Ellie Peters, a 5'8 senior, checked in the game for Tri-County. Got her hands on the ball there for that rebound, getting position.
Here's Isabel Peters, who has yet to score tonight. The only bucket for the Trojans has come from Ella Clark. Tie up top. Ellie Peters got twisted up and a foul underneath, and this will stay with the Trojans. A foul on Ruby Hindera for Freeman.
Yeah, Falcons fall back into that zone defense, but they play with such good spacing, getting their hands up and out, making things very difficult. But there it is, Peters with the three ball.
Yeah, the first made triple for either side tonight, just the second attempted by either side. And Isabel Peters, who averages upwards of 14 a game, pulls Tri-County within a score at 8-5. Tie up underneath and an outlet pass for 2 points to Savannah Mahler. Her brother, Colby, will see him play for the boys team here in a little bit.
Mahler with a real nice spot-up jumper there on the baseline, and that's really where the Falcons have generated a lot of offense from. They're attacking that baseline, doing a lot of work underneath the rim.
10 points from 5 different players for Freeman in this one, and then you've got 5 points from 2 different players for Tri-County, including the 3 on the last possession by this player right here, Isabel Peters, but this time has her pass taken away. Dakota Hayner with the steal. Freeman had numbers, but they'll reverse and set up the offense.
Falcons did a great job falling back into a man-to-man defense, and then just Hayner with the feel of the game coming off her man and jumping on that pass, getting another takeaway.
Mahler misses the 3. The rebound collected by Gronemeyer, who throws to the corner. It's picked up there by Clark. Coming up on a minute to play in the first quarter. Here's Peters for the long 2. Off the mark, and Johansson brings it up the floor. Minute to go in the opening frame. It's a 10-5 lead for the Falcons. We mentioned a moment ago, 10 points from 5 different players, and a turnover here as the Falcons stepped out of bounds within a big group of substitutions for Travis Andreessen.
Yeah, 3 starters check back into the game, looking to finish strong here with just under a minute left to go in this first quarter.
It looks like Dakota Hayner was expecting to be in, and Travis Andreessen going to keep her on the bench for now. Brooklyn Verhusen, who took off a good bit of the first quarter, is back in there, and a near turnover could turn into points for Tri-County, and it turns into an and one for Tri-County. Ella Clark with the great read to get underneath the defense and to the rack for two.
Yeah, that extra pass, that initial skip pass got beyond the defense, and then credit Clark for knowing where to get to, slashed into the rim. And finishing the three-point play here, it's okay to bank in your free throws. They all count the same.
It's a one-score game as well. 10-8 the score here in the final seconds of the first quarter. Here's a three by Verhusen, just in between the backboard and the rim, and a takeaway here for Tri-County. Here's Clark, who drives in, draws another foul. She'll go to the line for a pair of free throws, and now, all of a sudden, ever since that timeout by Connor Hogue, now Tri-County has a chance to tie this up with a half minute to play.
Kind of feels like Tri-County weathered the storm, and a lot of those wounds that they occurred, you could say, was self-inflicted wounds, churning the ball over, not real solid offensive possessions. They've kind of cleaned things up here in the latter half of this opening quarter.
First free throw was off the mark. Clark, to make it a one-score game, goes 0 for 2. And now Freeman, in the final 25 seconds, has a chance to push this to a two-score game. Holland to the corner. Verhusen gets double-teamed. Mahler from the left block. Left hand. It falls for 2 points. Mahler has her first bucket of the night, and Tri-County's got to go here. A pass up the floor gets taken away, and that is how the first quarter ends. 11 Tri-County turnovers, but it's just a 4-point lead for the Falcons. 12-8 the score after 8 minutes. We got a good one. We'll be back after this.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Mike Holtmeyer, your Pioneer Seed Wrap with Sunland Seed of Beatrice, and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X for our full TV broadcast schedule.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones, and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Second quarter about to get underway from DeWitt, Nebraska. Tri-County and Freeman, a 12-8 lead in favor of the Falcons. Andy, what'd you think of the first quarter?
I think if you're a Tri-County fan, you got to feel pretty good that you're only down 2 possessions after the number of turnovers you committed to start off the game. They didn't get a clean look until like their 5th possession.
11 turnovers in the ball game for Tri-County, 5 for Freeman. So both teams with a hefty number of TOs on the sheet, and chasing down the miss and putting it back up and in is Alicia Johnson, and that is something Travis Andreessen just has to love to see, not giving up on the shot, not assuming it's in, being there if it isn't, and getting to the rack.
Yeah, a little bit of a lost start following your shot. Johansson doing a fantastic job sticking with the play, not giving up on it after the miss.
And a jump ball going the way of Freeman here, a 14-8 lead for the Falcons, a tie of their largest lead tonight. And again, Freeman 9-1. And remember last year, just a game over 500, made it to the district final. 13-12. They could have 13 wins by the end of next week.
Right.
Andy Klassen, if things go right at Mudecas.
Well, it kind of feels that way. If they take care of the ball on offense, just generate looks, up that efficiency.
Credit to Travis Andreessen and what his staff has been able to do. And there's a putback by Faith Holland. Another example of staying with the play, a missed three-pointer from the corner, and then an opportunity for 2 more points underneath.
Yeah, the offensive rebounds are going to be a killer for the Lady Trojans of Tri-County. They got to hit the boards really hard, especially giving up a little bit of size as they are here tonight.
16 points from 8 different players for Freeman. And now Faith Holland collides with a hard crashing Brooke Morgan. And that's going to be a foul, I believe, on Holland.
Yeah, Morgan got position there, beat her to the spot. I still like the aggressiveness from Freeman, going for those skip passes, looking to, tip it away, get another steal, a takeaway. You can credit their 8-point lead to that tenacity they brought in on the defensive end.
Shiloh Wallman checks back in. He's the leading bench player for Freeman. 5 points per game. She shoots the three-pointer pretty well as well. Here's a long three. That one off the backboard, no good for Clark. Freeman 0 of 5 from downtown. Tri-County 1 of 2, and Dakota Hayner mishandles it and dribbles it off her foot. Turnover there for the Falcons, and a couple of substitutions here. Here's Mahler back into the ball game for Freeman. Coming back in for Tri-County, looks like it's Aubrey Sims.
Yeah, Mahler, they're going to have to look up number 32 for the Freeman Falcons because she has a nice little jump shot. Hit one on the baseline, then hit about a 13, 14-foot jumper to follow that up for a quick 4 points.
Isabel Peters to her right. Some more on Mahler. Provides good minutes off the bench, and she's been described by Travis Andreessen as just somebody that hustles hard. And you can see it where she goes after rebounds. Here's Peters, who thought about a 3. Throws it down, deflected, and knocked out of bounds. That's going the other way to Freeman.
Tri-County kind of lucked out. Credit Gronemeyer for understanding she couldn't come up when she got that loose ball off the rebound. Gave the Trojans another crack at it, but unable to do anything with it.
Freeman with the basketball. Here's Wallman, who dribbles to the corner and goes back to Mahler up top. Ruby Hindera off the back iron, no good. And an attempt at the rebound by Peters was loose, but scooped up by Sims. And here comes Tri-County, and they throw it away yet again.
Johansson, she's doing such a good job on the back end defending that skip pass, not allowing Tri-County to get out and kind of push the tempo like they want to do.
The Euro step in the lane, and a head of steam from Brooklyn Veer-Houston. And all of a sudden, a 10-point lead has busted open for the Falcons, their largest lead of the ball game. And Tri-County wants to talk things over. 18-8 the score, 4:50 to go till half.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously, we want to dress sharp, we have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
An 8-0 run by the Freeman Falcons, and all of a sudden a 18-8 lead, and they are outscoring the Trojans 6-0 in our second frame, which is brought to you in part by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet in Lincoln. He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. Danny and Tyler back in our NCN truck here in DeWitt. Andy, Freeman has really started to pull away in this one.
Yeah.
Just when you thought Tri-County had a chance to get back in this ball game. It's been all Falcons, but there's a nice little take by Ella Clark for 2.
And I really like how Tri-County attacked coming right off the press. You had the Falcons getting back into that 1-2-2 pressure look, the dead ball getting back into their press. Credit Tri-County after the break attacking, breaking that press.
And that's the first bucket of the second quarter for the Trojans. 18 points by 9 different scorers for the Falcons. They are moving the ball around efficiently. Everybody that's seen the floor has scored for Travis Andreessen in a jump ball. Possession's going to go to Tri-County.
Peters tying one up around beyond the perimeter, and we talked about that in the pregame, averaging over 5 steals per game.
Ball brought up the floor. A couple of new faces out for Tri-County now, including Elena Kopf. And we've got a whistle and a tie-up underneath. Foul on Faith Holland, her second. Kopf to inbound here. To Peters at the top of the key, just inside 4 minutes to play in the first half. Kopf to the corner, back to Peters, and there's just nothing open and not a lot of movement for Tri-County right now on offense.
Yeah, they're trying to get something flashing into the lane there, but not a lot of movement from the other 4 players on the court right now.
Here's a drive inside, and it results in another near turnover, but it's deflected out of bounds, so Tri-County will inbound again. Stick around for our halftime show, which will include a look at some of the highlights from the first half. And they are brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman will make your jewelry dreams come true. We're going to have a lot of different Falcons in on those highlights, Andy. A lot of different players contributing.
Oh, you love that as a coaching staff, really spreading the wealth offensively. It also doesn't allow for the defense to try and double team, 1 or 2 scoring threats. Who do you point to if you're a coaching staff and you're trying to defend the Freeman Falcons? Everyone's getting in on it here tonight.
Kenzie Sherling back into the ball game for Tri-County. Coming up on 3 minutes to go in our first half. A 10-2 scoring run and an 8-point lead all of a sudden here for the Freeman Falcons, and a foul underneath against Tri-County. They're going to catch Sherling.
Reagan Renee trying to post up. And that's another thing you kind of look at is just the length that the Lady Falcons have, and you see why head coach Travis Andreessen is really trying to focus on working the ball inside.
Good defense up top, and it forces some trouble for Mahler as Gronemeyer was able to deflect the ball away. But here comes Wallman, who chases down Peters, who's able to maintain the possession after a dangerous pass for Tri-County. And now we'll have a reach-in foul against Vera Houston, the junior.
And you can almost give Isabel Peters another steal, able to track that one down because it looked like that was going to be an easy take on the other side for Wallman, but you saw the speed from Peters.
Halftime highlights coming up in just a little bit are brought to you in part by Columbus Community Hospital. Highlights and analysis from the first half, maybe a check of some other scores around the country. We're coming up on halftime in just 2.5 minutes here, and we've got a whistle and a travel and a 14th Trojan turnover.
Yeah, that's just so tough, especially when you're playing from behind right now. 8-point deficit here. Only 2.5 minutes left to go in the first half.
The inbound to Wallman, who throws it across. And Taylon Lang, who's seeing the floor for the first time tonight for Freeman, with the possession here. Pass off to the left side and a drive as Lang got to the hoop, drew the contact, and she's going to the line for a pair of free throws.
Yeah, Falcons have looked really good when they're slashing their way, finding multiple players. Have you mentioned them multiple times in this first half, Jake? You really can't just try to shade your defensive efforts towards 1 or 2 players. The way they work the ball around, share the ball, and they rotate so many players in. Seems like every 2 or 3 minutes you got another 2 or 3 substitutions.
1 for 2 at the free throw line is Taylon Lang, who becomes the 10th different score tonight for the Falcons on the Ella Clark foul. And we've got a whistle and a travel there on Sherling for a 15th turnover of the night. Couple more substitutions here coming back into the game. Dakota Hayner for Freeman and Ruby Hindera as well. So a senior and a sophomore entering the game for Travis Andreessen. And Andy, you mentioned the luxury of being able to have players where you can go 10, 11, 12 deep. Talked with Travis Andreessen, and he said that's he thinks one of their best strengths is, and part of why they're already at 9 wins this year.
Yeah, and it allows them to really keep the gas pedal all the way down when they're doing things like running that 1-2-2 press during a dead ball. You're probably going to see it right here because you got 4 or 5 fresh bodies in there at all times.
Brooklyn Houston coming in. Taylon Lang makes a free throw. She takes a seat.
That's what you're going to see here. 1-2-2 picked up at half court.
We'll see how Tri-County handles it. They've had trouble with it.
Right.
No secret to this point in the ball game. Johansson nearly triple teamed, and she throws it away and gets knocked out of bounds.
Just a terrific transition from the 1-2-2 press into your 1-2-2 zone defense. Excellent job trapping the ball down in that corner. You also had Vera Houston jumping the passing lane, understanding how Tri-County was going to try and get themselves out of trouble.
Elena Koff comes back into the ball game for Tri-County. First year here in DeWitt for Koff. Here's a 1-dribble 3 for Houston. That's off the mark. Offensive rebound. There's a tie-up for it. And the jump ball will give the ball to the Falcons.
Ellie Peters still did a nice job skying for that ball. Number 11 for Tri-County Trojans. She's a senior, 5'8" senior. Got her body on their defender there. Oh, I think you're going to have a lane violation or a
timeout. I believe they got it. The timeout just in time. We'll step aside for 30 seconds on NCN. 1:18 till halftime. It'll be Freeman ball when we get back.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, the wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Welcome back to Tri-County High School. Freeman, again, having trouble getting it in, was Verhusen. It's chased down. But stepping on the line is Hindera, and that's the 8th turnover of the ball game for the Falcons. Tri-County takes over.
Yep. I mean, both teams have really brought their defensive efforts here tonight. You can bet both coaching staffs are going to be talking about turnovers during the halftime break in that locker room.
Freeman averages just about 48 points per game, so they're a little bit below that average as of right now. Again, there's 60 seconds to play in the half, but Tri-County's keeping them a little below their typical scoring threat.
Another takeaway here for Freeman, but we've been mentioning it from the top of the broadcast. Tri-County's really put forth just a fantastic defensive effort, usually in this man-to-man. Now they're going to get to go administer a 3-2, looks like, or a 2-1-2 type of a zone here.
And a foul on Ellie Peters. That's her 3rd. So now Connor Hoag's going to have to talk a little bit about foul trouble as well.
Right. And that's something that Freeman, the way they play with so many different bodies, don't really have to worry about right now.
Ball gets deflected up and into the backboard, right near one of the cameramen there. Everybody's got to keep a head on the swivel down on the baseline.
Not a lot of room down there.
Faith Holland to the top of the key. Ball to Shiloh Wallman. And now it's Houston who drives. Good look, just couldn't finish the shot. It's out of bounds, so Freeman gets another crack at it with just over 40 seconds remaining.
Was a really good look. He had that motion offense. He had multiple players cutting down the left side of the lane. Houston had a nice take with their left hand just off the mark.
Houston will inbound, and there it is. They had trouble getting it in last time. Credit Connor Hoag and Tri-County's coaching staff. and their game plan against the under the basket inbounds by Freeman, because that's 2 or 3 times now it's caused problems.
Well, the Lady Falcons are so good at finding a scorer right there at the rim off that inbounds pass, and Tri-County is aware of that, and they're taking that first option away. Vree Hurston was looking there the entire time.
30 seconds to play in the first half. Again, our halftime show coming up on NCN. Highlights, analysis, and more. Andy and I will be here with you for that, and then for the following game after our doubleheader, which should be fun, a Mudecas semifinal of 2023 rematch. And we've got a whistle and a foul here against the Falcons. It's Veer Houston who's hit with her third. So now you've got, if you're Travis Andreessen, your lead scorer, Faith Holland, with 2, and now Brooklyn Veer Houston has 3.
Yeah, so you got to be careful. Veer Houston did check out of the game here. The final 15 seconds to go.
Here's Peters, Tri-County's leading scorer, dishes it down inside to Brooke Morgan for an easy 2 points to make this a 7-point game. We've got a whistle and a foul here against Tri-County. Getting tripped up was Wallman, so Tri-County commits another foul with just under 6 seconds to play.
That was a big bucket, pulling it within 7 there. Credit Peters with that early penetration.
Ball brought up the floor. Here's a 3 that gets deflected, and that will not count as the horn sounds. A 7-point ball game after 16 minutes, 19-12. Freeman leads Tri-County. Andy, before our Columbus Community Hospital halftime show, give me a few thoughts.
Well, I think if you're a Tri-County fan, once again, you got to feel pretty good. You're only down 7 with all the turnovers you committed. If you're Freeman, you got to feel pretty good on your offensive efforts, how there's so many players getting involved, putting the ball through the cylinder here in this first half. I expect in the second half, you're going to see a lot more leaning on Faith Holland, your leading scorer, your senior leader, your 3-year starter. And for Tri-County, there's going to be a focus on cleaning things up on the offensive end and generating consistent looks. Don't limit those empty possessions.
Both teams single-digit scoring frame in the second, and it's a single-digit 7-point lead for Freeman. They lead Tri-County 19-12. Halftime is next.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
John Henry's is now offering electrical service. Our service professionals have been helping with plumbing, heating, and cooling in Lincoln and the surrounding areas for more than 25 years. Now, we're proud to offer the same level of professionalism in our new electrical service. From a whole home rewire to adding new outlets or electric car chargers, John Henry's can be your one-stop shop for all your home's needs. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical. Our family serving yours since 1996.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Well, welcome back to DeWitt, Nebraska. Tri-County, Saline, Jefferson, Gage County, all represented. Gage County by 2 schools here tonight, Tri-County and Freeman. This is our Columbus Community Hospital halftime show. He's Andy Klassen. I'm Jake Bartecki. Andy, a 7-point lead for Freeman right now, but I'll tell you what, if you're Tri-County, it could have been a lot worse when you've committed as many turnovers as you have.
Right. You had scoring in spots and waves that just that are keeping you within that arm's length. You know, you still have a puncher's chance here. You're at home, and you got to like how Isabel Peters at times was finding her spots, getting her shots, and I really like that feed she had to Gronemeyer, I believe, down low with under a minute to go, pulling it within 7. Great way to kind of close out a touch-and-go half, up and down half here at Tri-County High School.
10 of the 12 players for Freeman that have seen the court tonight have scored, and 10 different players make up the 19 points. How difficult is that to game plan against if you're Connor Hogue?
Well, of course, it's really difficult to coach against because you can't point towards 1 or 2 leading scorers. But with that said, I almost feel like it might work against Freeman in a way where you don't allow your offense to really get into a rhythm. There was a couple of times where, to start the game, Faith Holland just canned that walk into 15-foot jump shot, and then before you knew it, she checked out of the game. So there was times where I thought, okay, you have a couple ladies getting into a little bit of a scoring rhythm, but before you knew it, they checked out. So that's kind of that give-take. Do you want fresh bodies, or do you want players to heat up on the offensive end? And at times I thought Freeman looked like, hey, there's a hot hand out there. Maybe leave 1 or 2 players out there and let them kind of carry the bucket, carry the water for you offensively.
Well, let's take a look at some of our highlights from the first half. Brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, and Sartor Heyman will help you make your jewelry dreams come true. Early in this one, Ruby Hindera with the first bucket of the ball game. Left block, good stop and go, and laid it up and in. Next possession down low with the basketball to the corner. Here's Mahler who throws up a jump shot. Good position for her there. I think she was underneath the basket, saw the open lane, and took the spot. One of the first buckets of the night for Tri-County, Ella Clark gets behind the defense, lays it up and in. Andy, that was one of the best plays, I think, either side in the first half, and she did it again right here.
Really was, and then there's Clark running the court, but then being denied by Houston. We mentioned Brooklyn a couple of times in that first half.
19-12 is the score. We'll be back after this, take a look at some scores from around the state in Class C to give you some stats from the first half as well. You're watching high school basketball on NCN.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
It all started long ago, with cattle in mind, and it's still the major focus today of Powder River Livestock Handling Equipment and your friends at Valley Vet Supply in Marysville. They want to provide you with the best equipment. That's why they sell Powder River. It truly does stand the test of time. Powder River is a name you can trust. From cattle handling systems to gates and feeders, Powder River makes equipment for life. Come see for yourself at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Mike Holtmeyer, your Pioneer Seed Wrap with Sunland Seed of Beatrice, and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X for our full TV broadcast schedule.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
The Halftime Report on NCN is sponsored by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters.
Welcome back to Tri-County High School. Both teams have taken the floor yet again for warm-ups in the second half. Our stats from the first half: Freeman on the three-point shot, 0 of 6 with 9 turnovers. They are 3 of 4 at the line. They had 10 different scores in the first half. 2 points each were Brooklyn Veer-Houston, Alicia Johansson, Ruby Hindera, Dakota Hayner, Shiloh Wallman, Savannah Miller, and then 4 points from Faith Holland and a single point from Taylon Lang at the free throw line. Tri-County, Andy, this is the big difference in the game. 16 turnovers to Freeman's 9.
Yeah, and we've talked about it kind of at length. It really was the story, especially to start off the game. Just possession after possession. Tri-County couldn't generate a good look, but credit the Lady Trojans for hanging in there and making a couple plays late in that first half to pull within 7.
Scoring breakdown for the Trojans. Isabel Peters knocked down the 3. That's the only made triple for either side tonight. She's got 3 points all off that shot. Ella Clark has 7. She's the game's leading scorer, as a matter of fact. And then you've got 2 points from Brooke Morgan. Tri-County, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc with a 3-pointer by Peters, and they are 1 of 4 at the free throw line. Angie, I think we've got some action going around the state in C2. What do we have?
We really do. A couple of exciting games that have already wrapped up today. Cedar Bluffs won by 1 point, 28-27 over Omaha Brunel Talbot, and Logan View Scribner Snyder edge Stanton 35-32, and we got a really good top 10 matchup as number 1 Pender is down in Utan right now. It's at halftime, just like we are. Pender's holding on to a 2-point, 22-20 lead. That's number 1 versus number 7.
That's a good one. One of my favorite moments of the NCN broadcast season last year was, where I'm going with this.
Oh, yeah.
Lou Siefker, up from our Northeast crew, with his halftime sideline report of what is a Pendragon.
Yes.
I always thought it was a dragon. Learned that it's a little more than that, isn't it, to the people up in Pender?
Yeah, I was actually on that broadcast with Peyton Thomas, and we were just rolling. That was funny as all get out. Everybody around us, we had our headsets on so we could hear the breakdown. I think it took them about 15 minutes, pretty much ate up the entire halftime break, breaking down exactly what a Pendragon is.
Well, it was a great idea. Pender, always good to see the Pendragons doing well. Back underway here in the second half as we flip sides for Houston. Couple of misses in the lane, and Tri-County with a stop on the first possession of the second 16 minutes.
Yeah, able to fade that offensive rebound and come away clean. But
another turnover.
The turnover story continues.
Only took 1 possession for Tri-County to commit their 17th turnover of the ball game. We'll see if the Falcons can respond. Ball to the corner. Mahler with it now. Who gets the start in the second half, and we've got a whistle jump ball that'll go the other way.
Oh, wow. Peters so active, as we mentioned multiple times. Just a terrific defender, averaging over 5 steals a game. That time tying up another jump ball that is, goes the way of the Lady Trojans.
Isabel Peters brings it up the floor. Now she dishes one down to Morgan, and that pass is taken away. Good job. That was Aubrey Sims with the pass, but a steal by Freeman. And again, 2 turnovers and as many possessions for the Trojans to start the second half. To the corner. On a drive is Johansson.
Good move.
And the rebound collected. It was a nice move, and it turned into a nice look.
It really was. So that's what I'm talking about. That's not an empty possession. That's a really good look. Just shot didn't fall for you.
Tri-County would love a bucket here. Pull within 5, maybe even 4. Although we've only had 1 make from long range tonight, and that was from Isabel Peters. Freeman 0 of 6 from 3. Tri-County 1 for 2. Freeman, a team that does not shoot the 3 very well.
Pass.
Here's Clark off a good pass, as Andy mentioned. She's fouled, and she'll go to the line.
Yeah, Peters did a fantastic job attacking the basket, and then a little right-handed, one-handed bounce pass, looking up her buddy Ella Clark, who had position down low.
So now 3 fouls on Verhusen and 2 apiece on Hindera. And Faith Holland as the first free throw is up and good.
At the bottom of your screen there, you have head coach Connor Hogue talking to Aubrey Sims. She's had a tough go of it offensively, committing a couple of turnovers and went on the fast break attempt this last time. I think he was saying, hey, you're not always going to be able to pass over the top. Maybe try that bounce pass.
Here's Wallman, who flipped one back out towards the top of the key, and now chasing down for the steal. There is a nice play by Aubrey Sims there, who draws a foul as well, so words of wisdom might have worked.
Yeah, did a terrific job there once again. Her defense has been on point here tonight. She had a really nice stop and close out the possession before as well, so she's really good out on that wing and then coming down, crashing the boards.
Here's a steal. Elisa Johansson back the other way, loses her footing, and they're going to call a travel.
I think the Falcons might have wanted a foul there, but I kind of like the no call because I think Peters was moving with Johansson there. It just, like you mentioned, feet got away from her.
And saw another look at it there on our BCH instant replay. Good shot by our crew down low. Here's a pickup and a 2 points. That looked like that was a turnover waiting to happen, and Isabel Peters stuck with it and got 2.
Yeah. Appeared she might have lost the handle there momentarily, but scooped her right back up, left the defense in their tracks, and put it in for another 2.
5 points for Isabel Peters. Game's leading scorer is Ella Clark, and she has 8 in the ball game. Freeman's leading scorer with 4 points is Faith Holland. Again, not a lot, but when you have as many different players contributing, 4 points is enough to lead.
Right. Been so impressed with Ella Clark for the Tri-County Trojans. Nice move down the right side lane there.
That was a pretty impressive move as well. Ruby Hindera off a well-drawn-up play by Andreessen, drives to the rack and scores and gets this back to a 6-point lead. Here's a drive and a takeaway underneath. Sims got blocked, and it came up into the hands of the Falcons.
Yeah, you still want to see your offensive players stay aggressive. Just got a little too far underneath the rim, nowhere to go.
Wallman with the basketball, drives, and they call a travel. So 2 travels already in the second half here by the Falcons. That's 6 travels in the game, and that makes up almost half their turnovers.
Yeah, just trying to get away with that extra step, down towards the lane. Maybe they're watching a little too much NBA.
The NBA, you might get away with some of that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Ball down to the left side. Dribble to the corner. Peters with it. One dribble and the ball back to the top of the key. Sims back up top. Peters goes over to Sims. What a defensive possession here for the Falcons. And this was a problem for Tri-County in the first half, Andy Klassen.
Yeah,
not a lot of movement on offense.
Well, one of my favorite things is Freeman. They get you in multiple ways. They fall back into a zone. They play a lot of man-to-man defense, but right here going to a 1-2-2 zone, it just kind of causes a hiccup for the offensive flow of the Tri-County Lady Trojans. Love the versatility defensively for the Freeman Falcons.
And again, no shot clock, below Class B. Here's a jump shot off the mark, and the rebound collected by Johansson for the Falcons. And Freeman will go back to work on offense, up by 6. Verhusen swings right side, 3 on its way, and off the back iron, not getting the benefit of the bounce was Johansson, but the offensive rebound collected by Freeman. Verhusen drives in and misses this.
Oh, nice pass.
Ella Clark has nothing but the rim in front of her, gets fouled. She'll go to the line, a chase down foul by Ruby Hindera to prevent a bucket.
That's how important Isabel Peters is, your sophomore 5'3" point guard. As soon as she came away with that rebound, she didn't look to dribble it. She didn't put her head down. She kept her head up. And as she suspected, senior Ella Clark was streaking down the court the other way.
Clark knocks down the first free throw to make this all of a sudden a 5-point game here in the third. Our third quarter, as a matter of fact, speaking of, brought to you in part by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of your pain, not just the symptoms. That foul by Hindera of note, because that is her third as Clark knocks down both free throws. And now Tri-County comes up with a steal off the inbound and a rush shot by Peters, airballed, and Freeman gets the basketball back.
Yeah, Freeman gave a free look there to Tri-County. Luckily dodged that bullet.
Would have made it a one-score game if the shot went down. 21-17. Tri-County all of a sudden right back in this ball game.
Look out.
Yeah,
over and back.
It is over and back, turnover, and now 3 turnovers in the last minute by the Falcons, and it's a 21-17 game. Here's Dakota Hayner checking back in. Shiloh Wallman takes a seat.
And credit Gronemeyer, number 12 for Tri-County, extending her defense out around that half-court line, kind of causing that havoc that led to that turnover.
Bounce pass down low, and a layup and a foul. Mila Gronemeyer, who has not scored tonight, gets fouled on that play, and she goes to the free throw line here.
Nice backdoor cut. How many times that happened? A player makes a good play on the defensive end. That momentum follows them to the offense.
Free throw off the mark. The foul was called on Alicia Johansson for Freeman. That's just her first. Today's game is brought to you in part by Zollner Lincoln Ford in Beatrice. Second free throw, no good. Ball loose off the rebound, and Freeman's able to escape with it after an 0-for-2 trip for Tri-County to the line. Top of the key, Dakota Hayner. One dribble and a pass left for 3. Gordon Pella can't connect, but another offensive rebound by the Falcons.
Yeah, Hayner crashing the boards, kicking it out.
To the left block, layup, good. Ruby Hindera gets to the rack and stops the bleeding and pushes this back up to 6.
She is so good with her right hand, left hand, attacking from either side here tonight.
23-17 in favor of the Falcons. Hindera now up to 6 points in the ball game. 3 off the game high for Ella Clark with 9. Rush shot from the free throw line, and I think, knowing herself, that wasn't a good look. Brooke Morgan with the miss, and a short 3 by Clark collected by the Falcons.
And Hindera ripping down her 3rd rebound of the game.
To the right side of the basketball, here's Taylon Lang off the bench. 1 point tonight at the free throw line. And now Rene gets to the rack and gets fouled. She'll go to the line. Reagan Rene, a 23% free throw shooter, will take 2.
Yeah, really nice offensive set, working the ball around, feeding the post through the bounce pass. Saw Mila Gronemeyer trying to sell it, saying, hey, my hands are straight up. I agree, they were, but the body had got into the Reagan Rene as she was continuing her drive, collecting that pass.
So a first free throw missed, and a big group of substitutions for Connor Hogue coming in, and an 0-for-2 trip at the line. Freeman 3 of 6 at the charity stripe tonight, and they lead by 6.
Yeah, a lot of substitutions in here for Tri-County. They want to be patient here on the offensive end. You see the sophomore Gronemeyer kind of take control and holler out this offensive set.
Yeah, Gronemeyer has not been playing point guard most of the night. It's usually been Isabel Peters, but Peters on the bench for the moment. Gronemeyer taking over that role with 1 minute to play here in the third quarter. And a long 2 knocked down, and a good shot there by Tri-County. And all of a sudden now a 4-point game. Looking to answer on the other end, and there's a foul on the shot. 3 free throws coming up here for the Falcons.
Ellie Peters can't believe it. The 5'8" senior is trying to close out, just couldn't control her body. The momentum took her into the shooter. Going to send the Freeman Falcons back to the foul line.
Ellie Peters with the make for Tri-County.
That's her 4th foul as well.
Yeah, not great.
Looks like she's going to, I don't know if she's going to get substituted in for or not. Yes, she is. That was a big foul in under a minute.
Yeah.
So 2 seniors are going to check out of the game here for Tri-County. This feels like kind of a big stretch for them here, where they can either hold serve or allow Freeman to turn them over and kind of widen this lead out a little bit heading into the 4th.
26-19 the score after the makes by Regan Rene. And all of a sudden, Freeman now has this back up to 7. We talked about this before, Andy, in the first half. Every time Tri-County gets within 4 or 5 points, something goes the way of Freeman, and there's another turnover.
Yeah, just terrific on-ball pressure, not allowing the Lady Trojans to get comfortable on the offensive end. I think some of that has to do with, multiple substitutions coming in the game here, but the dead ball is going to allow Tri-County to set up their full court pressure.
26.7 seconds remain in the third quarter in what's been a competitive third quarter. 7-6. Freeman leading Tri-County in the third quarter scoring. And a travel and a turnover. So Alicia Johansson comes back into the game for Freeman.
Connor Hogue trying to get an offensive play called in from the sideline here.
Macy Gronemeyer turns it over, and back the other way is Wallman, who misses the transition layup. That would have pushed it to 9. Maybe one shot here for Koff. I don't think she got it off in time anyways, but what could have been a 9-point game is now just a 7-point game. 26-19 the score. We've got 24 minutes down, 8 to go. Don't go anywhere. The conclusion next on NCN.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Final 8 minutes coming at you on News Channel Nebraska, 26-19. I'm Jake Bartecki. Andy Klassen is to my right. Andy, what do you think we're going to see here in the fourth quarter, and what does Tri-County need to do to finally extend one of those runs of getting back into the game?
Take care of the basketball, right? I think we're going to see a real competitive game. Both defenses have shined here tonight, but we have seen flashes of offense really from both these teams. Multiple players, as you mentioned, from the Freeman Falcons, and Isabel Peters. When she gets an open look, man, she can knock it down.
26-19, Freeman leads Tri-County. Ball is batted away, and there's a steal for Tri-County. They haven't had many tonight. Isabel Peters goes coast to coast, and it's a 5-point game.
Right on cue. Peters from the bottom of the court there, playing that wing position on the zone.
Looking for a big answer is Shiloh Wallman, and it took 9 attempts, but finally Freeman knocks one down from long range, and it's an 8-point game.
Boy, she pulled up with a lot of confidence, and why not nothing but nylon from beyond the arc.
Just the third made triple of the season for Wallman, the sixth-man guard. It's a big shot that makes it an 8-point game.
It really was, and the defense wasn't bad. They were on her.
Ella Clark, extended block, misses the jumper.
Just a tough ankle there, and you like getting the ball in Ella Clark's hands. She's the leading scorer tonight here for Tri-County. 5'8" senior.
Houston, after Wallman drew some contact, threw one up and missed. Back the other way, Tri-County not out of this thing by any stretch, but they're going to need a big scoring breakthrough here in the final 6 minutes and 23 seconds.
Yeah, but this is okay. They're kind of playing with some patience here, maybe resting a little bit on offense, but oh no, another turnover. Oh, but look at this.
Isabel Peters, someone lost their footing for Freeman. Tri-County has numbers if they can find them, and there it is underneath, and the layup is up and good. Brooke Morgan.
It wasn't easy, as you mentioned. Freeman did a good job getting back on defense.
Got a whistle and a tie-up underneath the basket here. A foul, I believe, going to be called against Tri-County, and it is the foul on Aubrey Sims. That's her second.
Yeah, I think when, you just had a three-point attempt from Wallman, and she knocked it down, but I still like the length and athleticism Freeman Falcons have.
The inbound, 3 short. Good look for Houston, and now in stride, Peters, Clark, layup, and all of a sudden, we've got a 4-point game.
What a connection. Peters to Clark.
Missed shot, rebound is loose. Tri-County had a moment, and I believe this is going towards the Trojans here. A foul against, I don't know who they caught there. Well, we're going to have a timeout.
Let's get a look at it here.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get Vera Houston for the Freeman Lady Falcons.
Yeah, they have 15 on the scoreboard here, which would be Kenzie Sherling for Tri-County. We'll sort it out during the timeout here. 30-second break on NCN. We'll be back. It's a 4-point lead for the Falcons.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Back underway in DeWitt after the timeout. The foul was called on Kenzie Sherling for Tri-County, and that was her second foul of the ball game. And here we see what we just had underneath that last play, and a rebound, ball went loose, and there must have been the foul on Sherling, the contact.
Yeah, a couple quick looks there. Tri-County once again able to come away clean. Freeman Falcons off the mark.
Here is Sherling, who throws left to Peters. A chance to make this the closest it's been since 2-0 for Tri-County, who trails by just 4 with 5 minutes to go. The pass underneath, a foul and 2 shots coming up for Gronemeyer.
Gronemeyer doing a great job getting position on the backside, knowing that Isabel Peters was going to get baseline. Nice bounce pass once again to get around the defender.
Jordan Pella, the foul for Freeman. First free throw attempt by Gronemeyer, nothing but net. Our fourth quarter tonight is brought to you in part by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org.
Spent a lot of time in the city of Lincoln, a graduate from the university. A couple of your favorite spots?
It is indeed. I spend a lot of time in Lincoln, as a matter of fact. Second free throw's up and good, and we've got a 2-point game, Andy Klassen.
And another turnover here for Freeman. I mean, it hasn't been pretty, but give Tri-County a lot of credit for hanging in there and bringing the game to this point. It felt a couple of times like Freeman could get out and kind of extend their lead and run away with it. And Tri-County's just been able to hang in there and close it within 2 here.
Chance to tie or take the lead for the first time tonight for the Trojans. And we've got a whistle and a foul against the Falcons. Oh, boy. I don't know if the Freeman fans are going to like that one, Andy.
Oh, I do. They didn't like that one.
I would say so.
But you can just feel that momentum throughout the gymnasium kind of shift towards the home team here at Tri-County.
29-27, and again, a chance for Tri-County to take their first lead of the ball game or tie it for the first time since 0-0 at the start of this one. Here's Peters, didn't even think about the 3. She had the space, and Tri-County goes to work on offense, deflected out of bounds.
Well, I really like it when Freeman changes it up defensively. That time sliding back into a 1-2-2 defense and just giving those different looks to Tri-County's offense. I feel like it hasn't allowed them to really get into a good offensive flow.
And a push-off foul here against Freeman. Ruby Hindera is hit with her 4th.
Joe Hansen saying, where was the push?
Yeah.
But it wasn't on her, it was on Hindera, as you mentioned.
Mahler comes in, as does Wallman, and you see, Mahler comes out rather, that is, and Hindera comes out as well. Inbound to the elbow. That's where it's picked up by Aubrey Sims. 4:20 to play in the game.
I like this right here from Tri-County. Well, not that obviously, but the way they were working the ball around the perimeter, really making the Lady Falcons work defensively, but then an errant pass gives it right back to Freeman.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Zollner Lincoln Ford in Beatrice. Coming back into the game for Tri-County is Brooke Morgan. Taking a seat, Sherling caused the turnover just a moment ago for the Trojans. This is Verhusen, who passes off left to Dakota Hayner. 4 minutes remaining, and a 2-point game and a steal underneath the basket by Morgan, but the ball deflected away out of bounds. It's going back to Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan lost the handle after doing a really nice job jumping the passing lane, getting the steal, but unfortunately couldn't find the handle. Ball found its way out of bounds.
Hayner off the inbound, a three, and she knocks it down. That is a dagger of sorts with 5-point game with 3:40 to play.
She was finding her spots on the previous possession. She was looking for that three.
And how about that for the answer? A bucket there for Tri-County as Sims comes in and gets one of her first points of the night.
Yeah, great toughness shown there by Aubrey Sims.
Long two by Wallman. Couldn't get the bank. And it stays a one-score game. A pass up floor. And there you see Connor Hogue just bend over in disbelief as that was an easy 2 points and the pass was long for another turnover.
Yeah, right idea. Just a little too long with the passes. We have a timeout for the home team, Tri-County Trojans.
Yeah, Connor Hogue's going to call a timeout here. 3:18 to play in the ball game. What an exciting finish we're going to have in the first of our doubleheader here on NCN. 32-29, Freeman leading.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Three-point game, and it's Freeman basketball, and it is Freeman leading by 3, 32-29. Ball to the corner, Hindera. Back up top to Dakota Hayner as we approach 3 minutes to play here in DeWitt. Chest pass to the right. Hayner dribbles to the top of the key. Good defense here by Tri-County. Connor Hogue's got something new he's running here.
Sticking with that man-to-man defense, but they're communicating very well. You saw the come off the ball screen there, the switch.
Johansson to Verhusen. Coming up on 2.5 to play. Hindera, who's playing with 4 fouls, dishes it out to Hayner. Pass underneath, and the layup is up and good for Johansson.
Oh no.
Yeah, contact. Johansson hit the deck hard after the make.
Her ankle's still turned over a little bit there. She's in pain.
Yeah, this is not looking good. We're going to step aside here on NCN. 34-29 the score, 2:27 to play.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Well, good to see Alicia Johansson get up and on 2 feet and limp to the sideline, but putting pressure on that right ankle as she hit the deck hard after getting her team 2 big points, but good to see.
Yeah, it really is after a fantastic offensive set.
And how about this? Just the second made triple of the night for Tri-County, and Isabel Peters, now up to 7 points in the second half, has made it a 2-point game.
Oh, and good timeout that time from Travis Andreessen, head coach of the Freeman Falcons, understanding the pressure was getting to the Lady Falcons.
Well, let's keep it here, Andy. This game has been absolutely turned on its head in the second half. Tri-County has not led this game at all. They haven't been tied in this game since tip-off. What do you credit the change to? They're still turning over the basketball at a pretty high rate,
right?
But it just seems like there's something offensively that's clicking more than it was early on.
Yeah, they're just hanging in there, and you had a couple fast break points coming off of turnovers they generated themselves. Isabel Peters has kind of had her hand in a lot of that. Ella Clark is doing a fantastic job running the court. Love what she's been able to do when they apply the full court pressure. She's kind of the point person there. That 5'8" lengthy frame. She was the leading scorer. I think she's in double figures here, or got into double figures this second half. So look to number 2 and number 1 offensively for Tri-County down the stretch.
And this Tri-County team, what a win it would be. 4-20 last year. On this date a year ago, they were 2-10. 5-6, a chance to get up to 500, and a chance to knock off a ranked team in the Falcons.
Yeah, and at your home, and yeah, the Freeman Lady Falcons, they're 9-1 right now. Just a fantastic season they've started out with here.
Well, you'll get to talk to one of these winning coaches after the game, Andy, during our Sarpy County Tourism coaches post-game interview. I think either one's going to say it was a gritty one.
It really was, and there you saw the foul committed by Clark, but that was on purpose to stop the clock. You're seeing just the discipline here from Freeman, willing to bleed the clock without that shot clock and the 2-point lead.
Oh no, Dakota Hayner gets behind the defense and gets an easy 2.
She has had a couple really smart plays here late in this fourth quarter, and she's just done a fantastic job calming her teammates down. Been watching her this second half, and you can tell she's one of the team leaders out there.
Ella Clark gets the friendly bounce and knocks down the 3, and just like that, an answer to make it a 1-point game. Back and forth we go.
The Trojans won't go away. I mean, it felt like knockout punch after knockout punch. You mentioned that 3-ball from Dakota Hayner a couple of minutes ago as a dagger type of play, and it felt like that, but credit Tri-County for bouncing right back, and there another 3-ball, closing the gap within 1 here at just outside DeWitt, Nebraska.
And here we see it. I mean, this takes a bounce left outside the circumference of the hole, and then it drops in. Just something worked, and how about the chest bump after?
The late celebration from Ella Clark, priceless. And why not? I mean, when it's your night, it's your night. And right now, Tri-County is getting the bounce.
Hey, the ball broke the nylon late. The celebration came a little late. That seems only fair. 36-35. Freeman leads Tri-County, and this is the closest the game has been since 0-0s. Tri-County has never led.
Man-to-man pressure here, full court pressure.
Ella Clark nearly had the steal, and we've got a whistle and a foul called against Tri-County. I think they're going to catch Kenzie Sherling.
Yeah, and this really speaks to what a clean game this has been. That's only the 4th foul against Tri-County, 1 more before Freeman gets into the bonus.
Inbound backwards to Dakota Hayner.
That's not over and back. You can pass it back across the line.
We're inside, a minute to go. Hayner swings left and throws it across the court. Got a whistle and a foul called against Tri-County, and that's on Isabel Peters.
This will send him into the double bonus. Ruby Hindera is going to get 2 shots here.
Free throw off the back iron, no good.
Boy, that's key, because that's going to keep that, just a 2-point bucket now can tie you up or take the lead pending on this free throw.
Hindera, a 61% free throw shooter, makes the second.
That's going to be a Freeman timeout after the make. It's going to be a full timeout.
We'll step aside for 30 seconds on NCN. The conclusion of what's been just a thrilling game in the first of our 2 doubleheaders tonight on NCN is coming up.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
.39 seconds to go. Tri-County has never led in this ball game. They have a chance to tie or take the lead. And taking the lead would likely mean winning the game. 14 points from Ella Clark. Who does the ball go to? It goes to Clark. She gets blocked, chases down her own shot, and a whistle and a timeout call by Connor Hogue with 19 seconds to play. Boy, that was the look.
Wow. Credit sophomore Ruby Hindera for closing out, getting a block. But then once again, Tri-County just won't go away. Clark tracks it down, allows for the late timeout. We have 19 seconds left to go, and the Lady Trojans are going to get another crack at it here.
And what a smart timeout by Connor Hogue. I mean, to recognize, okay, let's not push our luck here. Let's try and draw up a play. We got the possession. We don't have to foul now because we have the ball. Let's figure out what we want to do here and go out and tie or win this thing.
Yeah, and according to the scoreboard, timeouts left 0 for Tri-County, but I still like the timing of that. As you mentioned, you got 19 seconds left, more than enough time to operate a play. I don't know if you're going to want to allow the clock to wind down to 10 before you start your offensive set. I would attack right out of the pass here. Then if you miss, you can maybe get an offensive rebound, a putback, something to that matter. I also don't think the Freeman Lady Falcons are going to allow you to run the clock down. They came out in man-to-man high ball pressure. I'm expecting more of the same here.
10 points for Isabel Peters, the season-leading scorer for Tri-County, and 14 for Ella Clark.
Oh, no.
And on the inbound, we've got a foul charged against Tri-County. Unreal.
Yep, good call, good call. You can see Ella Clark knew what she wanted to do as far as set this screen, but just didn't get position. That is the correct call, no doubt.
Boy, oh boy, you wonder if the motions and the feeling of a close game in a big situation just got away from Tri-County there. Freeman with the basketball, 11 seconds to play. Will Tri-County be able to foul? They will. And it's Sims who comes in and commits the infraction with 7.2 seconds to go.
Once again, that is great basketball IQ from the Freeman Falcons, spreading the court out, working around, draining the clock.
First free throw's no good. This thing's not over because this is going to remain, regardless, a three-point game if the free throw is good here by Hindera.
Yeah, and you're seeing offense for defensive substitutions for Travis Andreessen.
Hindera's second is no good. And Tri-County gets tied up. It's a jump ball, and it goes the way of the Falcons. My goodness, a stunned crowd here in DeWitt, at least on the far side.
Yeah, you got to box out. You must box out in that type of a situation coming off the free throw.
The inbound to Hindera, and she gets tied up and fouled immediately. Mila Gronemeyer commits her first.
Quick foul, and as you see, I think you're going to see more offensive and defensive substitutions for Freeman after the free throws.
Hindera went 0 for 2 just a moment ago, but she knocks down the first tier.
That's just it. Taylin Lang checks in for Dakota Hayner. Hayner is such a potent offensive weapon, but has a little limp to her step, so they're going to bring another gal in for defense.
And a timeout here as well. So now you got a chance. If you're Connor Hogue, you didn't have the virtue of the timeout. Now you can game plan what you're going to do if this free throw is no good, or even if it is, how you're going to get it up the floor for an easy 2 or a quick 3.
Well, for Tri-County, they have a couple of really good guards, and we've talked at length about Isabel Peters. She's doing a really good job when she gets the ball, has her head up, working the ball with the pass up the court. It's got to be quick, right? 7 seconds left, and right now, down by 3, I think it's got to be a 3 ball as well.
9th-ranked Falcons looking to escape an upset to improve to 10-1 with a chance to meet their win total of last season this week at Mudecas. And a free throw is up and good by Hindera. Up the floor it goes, 3 seconds and a 4-point game. The heave by Peters off the backboard, no good. Wouldn't have done the trick anyways. Tri-County knocks off Freeman 39-35. The handshake line commences as the Falcons improve to 10-1 on the season and stave off the upset bid from their local rival, the Tri-County Trojans. 39-35 the final. We'll be back after this. Andy Klassen heading down to the floor now for our Sarpy County Tourism post-game interviews. 39-35, Freeman wins it.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams, financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
All right, back at Tri-County High School, joined now by winning head coach Travis Andreessen. Survived one on the road here, really tightened up. What are your initial thoughts, takeaways?
We got the win. That's the main thing. We didn't play real well. I thought Tri-County played well, hit some shots down the stretch to make it tight. And I told our girls, really, it's just a chance for us to learn how to finish a ball game because we're going to be in a lot of those down the road.
Yeah, you really made things tough on Tri-County. They were playing from behind the entire game. Point to you guys' defensive efforts. What were you guys doing, especially in that first quarter, churning them over time and time again?
Well, we just want our defense to rotate and move. If we all move together, we can make it tough on other teams. We got an athletic bunch. They understand what we're trying to do, slowing the other team down. And we kind of forced them into some shots, maybe some rushed shots with our press, and that kind of got them sped up a little bit.
I think one thing that jumps out to the fans that might not know or watch a lot of Freeman basketball, you guys rotate a lot, almost like a hockey lineup. What's the thought process playing so many different players?
Well, sometimes I don't really want to. We had a couple of our seniors kind of battling some foot injuries, but at the other times it helps us when we do have the injuries to have that depth. We had a couple of different younger players that have different skill sets, so we can use them when we need them. But a game like this, we needed them, so it's important to have them ready to go.
And you mentioned this is a learning experience, winning a tough game on the road. What are some of the takeaways you hope your team can have after winning a game like this?
Well, I mean, it really just comes down to not panicking under pressure. You know, if they trap us in the corner, if the game's tight, you know, just play our game, move without the basketball, catch the ball, you know, kind of don't shoot yourself in the foot and have those unforced turnovers.
And real quick, what can you tell about tonight's player of the game, Dakota Hayner, 7 big points?
Yeah, she's really she's our leader out there with our point guard, passes the ball well. She's kind of battling through a foot injury right now, so she didn't get as many minutes as normal, but she's tough, and we need her on the floor to make sure we're in the right spots.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations.
Yep, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's bring in our player of the game, Dakota Hayner. Yeah, you were subbing in and out of the game, battling through a foot injury. What does a win like this mean to you on the road? Tough environment.
I mean, just seeing my teammates do something without me and like step in when they're younger and don't have very much experience, it's very nice to know that I have backup.
Things really tightened up there at the end, and you could just kind of feel it. The momentum shifted, but then you stepped up and knocked down that huge triple to give you guys some breathing room. Walk me through that play.
I kind of just caught the ball low, and I was like, oh no, like this isn't going to be good. And I was like, whatever, I'm open, so.
A nonchalant three to kind of serve as a dagger there at the end. I asked Coach, I'm going to ask you, what does a win like this do for your team's psyche moving? Now, you mentioned a lot of underclassmen. Now they have that confidence knowing that they can win a tough game on the road, a close game.
I mean, since we are on a good streak, I feel like it just helps us that we were in a close ball game and we know that we can compete.
And how is your foot doing? Coach mentioned the injury. Are you getting it back where you need to be?
Not really. Not right now. It is very hard, but I'm pushing.
Well, heal that thing up. Congratulations on the win. Good luck in the future.
Thank you.
All righty, Jake, let's send it back up to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
Hey there, sports fans. Looking for a winning play to make your game day complete? Look no further than Speedy Mart, your family-owned neighborhood convenience store. Score big with the wide range of snacks, drinks, and fuel for the road that will keep the whole crew cheering. And here's the kicker. Our friendly atmosphere and convenient location make every visit a slam dunk. So rally the family and head to Speedy Mart for the ultimate game day experience.
Thank you very much to Andy Klassen, Coach Andreessen, and Dakota Hayner. Hope she gets that foot healed up. Still look pretty good, regardless if she was playing not at 100%. Freeman wins it 39-35. They led the whole way from the get-go. And let's take a look now at how we got to that 39-35 final with our top plays, which are brought to you in part by Currency. Does your business need financing help? For big-ticket items, Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Freeman came in off a win. Tri-County off a loss. First bucket of the ball game, Ruby Hindera. Nice move at the left block, gets 2 points there. She had 9 points in the ball game, leading scorer for the Falcons. Pierce Mahler off the bench. Her brother we'll see here in just a couple of minutes. Colby Mahler, that is, for the Falcons. Little extended block jump shot there. And here's Ella Clark with the and one. Ella Clark was the game's leading scorer with 14 tonight. 14 of Tri-County's 35 points came from Clark. And then how about the nice move in the lane? Euro step by Hindera. Nothing crazy. Just get to a spot where you can lay that thing in with the right hand. That's exactly what she did. A little more of Hindera here. Same deal. Nothing crazy. Just get to an easy bucket position. She did that. And as we mentioned, 9 points for her tonight. Long jump shot here, but it falls for the Trojans, that is. Nice shot by Kenzie Sherling. And how about this in transition? Peters drives, goes coast to coast off her own steal, lays it up and in. Peters a nice night as well. She was in double figures with 10 games leading score for Tri-County coming into this one. Ella Clark, again, the game's leading score with 14. Outlet pass, she gets 2 points. And here's the three Andy Klassen talked to Dakota Hayner about right off the inbound, no hesitation. She said she hesitated, sure didn't look like it. Isabel Peters, just a few moments later, answers, erases the Dakota Hayner three with one of her own. And how about this? Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That's the old saying, right?
Ella Clark knocks down the three, just her 5th made triple of the season, in the late chest bump after the lucky bounce. And here we see at the end, Ella Clark on the possession that could have tied the game for the Falcons, gets hit with a moving screen, and Hindera hits the free throw for the dagger. There's the handshake line. Freeman improves to 10-1, and Tri-County falls to 5-7 as the Freeman Falcons win it 39-35. Will these teams meet again next week at Mudecas? Only time will tell. We're saying so long for now, but not for long. Andy Klassen and I will be right back in just a few minutes as we've got Freeman and Tri-County, the boys game. There you see the Falcons warming up. It's a matchup of one team that made it to the state semis and last year's state champions, the Freeman Falcons. That's coming up on NCN.